Literature is love.
Good morning.
Good afternoon.
And good evening.
Greetings to everyone. We
are
are
Got You, Janica.
Taurus Jasmin.
Cruz Kyla.
Abukot Miel.
And Gomez Rhonan.
and here to serve clear insights nationwide
Around Luzon.
Visayas.
and Mindanao. In this episode, we will be discussing faith in literature, and this is FAITHCAST.
Welcome to another episode of FAITHCAST, where we let your wings flourish, let you bloom like tulips, and let you explore the world of wonders through literature. For today's episode, we have a letter from an anonymous Faithie who would like to greet everyone, and the letter goes something like this. FAITHCAST, I am a big fan. I would like to ask, how can we relive the past and embrace the future through Philippine literature? Your works are a work of art, and I hope to meet all of you someday. Love, your number one Faithie. Thank you, whoever you are.
That's heartwarming, Faithy. Thank you as well for patronizing us. Moving on, as we all know, Philippine literature is one factor that builds our country's culture, and it is important to be passed on from generation to generation for everyone to be well informed about the country's costume, tradition, and beliefs.
I agree. Philippine literature is oftentimes overlooked and pushed back for a reason, stated as English is the most useful and modernized language you will ever need. Due to this, even our elderly and the current generation often rely on English and discard the fascinating language of our own, Filipino. The old alphabet we used to write and pre-colonized cultures and tradition would have been nice to learn more.
In my opinion, Philippine literature usually goes with romance as its genre. It occasionally talks about love as it is the most common topic talked about in any literature. Philippine literature also has changed throughout the decades that passed by. Nowadays, literature is less appreciated.
Yes, I totally agree on that. These days, literature is the least common form of art and entertainment. Now, the form of art and entertainment is mostly online, like digital art, ebooks, and news. It's all over the internet now.
Due to social media, the appreciation of literature has lessened over the past few decades. Because of the new forms of entertainment or art, literature has become irrelevant to the people.
Let's talk about Nolime Tangere. It has become more recognized this past few days because of the new historical show from GMA, Maria Clara at Ibarra. Though this is a fictional, it gives us a glimpse on how the Philippine culture looked like before.
Absolutely. Also, this historical show helps this modern generation to be informed and expand their knowledge about how Filipinos suffered in the past.
Making films or show about Philippine literature or history can help preserve the importance of Philippine literature. Therefore, the cultural activities will evolve and go past through different ethnicities.
Guys, you all know that fictional stories based on Philippine history could also help us embrace both the past and the future. Like in Wattpad, like that story by Binibining Mia. I forgot the title.
Oh, it's I Love You Since 1892.
Yeah, that one. Where the book tells a story about girl Carmela from 2016 who gets sent back to 1892 and falls in love with the son of the powerful Gobernador Silio.
By doing fictional stories based on our history actually helps us to embrace the past and probably the future. It has the same effect as the new historical show Maria Clara at Ibarra.
Let us move on and proceed to the another letter from another beloved Faith. And the letter is, the topic about Philippine literature you have right now is very interesting. Since you also mentioned that the literature today had been least appreciated, but there are different shows and fictions that are showing and reviving the history. So how would we keep and preserve this history to continuously develop and be recognized into the following generation and other fellow Filipinos?
With regards to strengthening and preserving our own literature, that question was extremely beneficial and wonderful because it allowed us to share various ideas with those who are listening. Returning to the original question, we could preserve this by imparting knowledge of the past to those who might not know nor otherwise be familiar with it.
I adore the concept, especially for young children, for people to better understand how colonization led to the misery of our nation. They need to learn more about this and expand each other's knowledge.
Absolutely right. If they knew how these countries suffered, then it would make them love their country more and show love and care about the things, varied different lands and water forms, different cultural activities that they could encounter and be seen in this country's surroundings.
When it comes to the elderly, how could they be aware of the Philippine literature? Because the youth are the ones who have more access to those sources. Because we all know most teenagers or children explore the web or the internet, while the elderly usually base on traditional sources.
Yeah, that's true. Most adults are elderly based on newspaper or on television even till this day.
Oh, did you know that Philippine literature reflects a diverse group of works which are mostly grounded on traditional folk tales, socio-political histories, and real-life experiences?
We could also preserve Philippine literature through events like Bonang Wika and many more contests. These events are best during August every year, since August is Philippines Bonang Wika.
Okay, second to the last message from a Faithie. They said, "Hello, Faithcast. I am Pam, a big fan of your group podcast. I would like to ask how does literature help in preserving or promoting the Philippine culture? Thank you, Faithcast, from Pam."
Shout out to Pam! Thank you for your support.
Last night, I actually searched on Google on how we could preserve and promote our culture through literature, and I found this article. It said, literature allows a person to step back in time and learn about life on earth from the ones who walked before us. We can gather a better understanding of culture and have a greater appreciation of them. We learn through the ways history is recorded in the forms of manuscripts and through speech itself.
I totally agree with that. Like Janica said earlier, it gives us a glimpse of our history. Because through reading, it gives our mind new ideas about things. Reading let us emphasize different aspects and values we should understand and give appreciation with.
Therefore, reading and giving attention in our literature will give us a large impact about the affection we'll have in our country, and the pride within calling out how proud we are in terms of building up our nation and being one of the bright Filipinos, as well as our ability to stand out among strong conflicts that may occur in this country.
Proceeding for the last message from our lucky Faithie, here's a message from Yona. Hello, Faithcast. I would like to ask why is that literature is more interesting than films. I love this series so much.
It is because literature allows you to become more creative with your imagination and provide more information than films do.
And usually, films last maybe 1 or 2 hours, while in books, there can be hundreds, maybe thousands, of pages of description, like mga Ibong Mandaranggit by Amanda V. Hernandez that has 416 pages.
Oh, I know that one. It is one of the most famous literary works in the Philippines.
Books are more detailed, unlike movies. Movie adaptations like She's Dating the Gangster, the movie's ending is not the real ending from the book. Therefore, details in the movies can be changed or altered or moved to obsess details from the history.
That sums up our episode for today. The main lesson for today's episode is that we could relive our past and embrace our future by reading, since literature entertains and educates us.
It can teach us about the past, help us understand the present, and empower us to create the future. Read with this insight, pride, and prejudice, as all great works of literature offers us all the knowledge required to promote individual accomplishment and human welfare.
It also gives us awareness for the Filipino of what to resolve and how to resolve our own local issues. It's a very effective way, as what was proven by our national hero.
A beautifully written piece has the power to change a person's perspective and make changes for the betterment of his life or even his own country.
FAITHCAST's latest episode has come to its end.
So we should first thank every Faithie that sends us a message that also sent love and support at the same time for this episode.
If you want your thoughts to be featured or tackled in our next episode, kindly send us an email at faithcast@gmail.com.
We are very grateful to have everyone listening to our purest and dearest Faithcast.
Where we let your wings flourish.
Let you bloom like tulips.
And let you explore the world of wonders through literature.
This is Miel.
Kyla,
Janica,
Jasmin,
and Rhonan.
Here to provide clear insights nationwide around Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. All about literature. This is FAITHCAST.
3, 2, 1.
Literature is love.
This program of the Sophian Radio is exclusively published by the EDC Paladin Society. The views and opinions of the podcast creators don't necessarily reflect the official policies and position, views and opinions of Escuela de Sofia of Kalo Oken Inc., its administrators, personnel, and staff, host of program and other people of the network. Any content provided by the people on the podcast are their own opinion and not intended to malign any religion, ethnic group, club, organization, company, individual in anyone or anything. Fair use statement: this podcast may contain copyrighted materials, the use of which has not been specifically authorized by the copyright holders. All rights reserved 2022.